Hi everybody, Gerone Wright back here again, okay, with another Renaissance painting. This one is by Leonardo da Vinci, and this is our Last Supper, image. In my findings of these Renaissance artists, I found out that their works are encoded and encrypted with references to how mankind was created. In each one of their artworks, going from Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Rembrandt, all the way up to Picasso, Salvador Dali, Durer, all of their artworks, people, I have discovered that they have the blueprint in there as to the genetic creation of mankind, something that is not known and privileged to the masses of people, which there should be a problem. Okay, now, what I'm contending here at the Last Supper is beginning over here where Simon is. I'm claiming and alleging that their clothing, their wardrobe, represents the skin of the creature in referencing the genetic that they're actually. Hold on, that's not coming out right. The clothing that they are wearing represents the creature's skin that they are representing the genetics thereof. That sounds much better. In this case, Simon on this end, his cloak is the skin of a whale. You'll see the image of a whale hanging off on his cloak over here. Now, on his wardrobe. Come all the way over to the other end, Bartholomew. And this is the whale's genetics coming in from this side of Jesus. On this side, there's Bartholomew, who represents the reptilian genetics. His clothing, all reptilian. Okay, and within his clothing, you will see the encrypted faces of reptilian beings. Okay, these and the images of these creatures morph through on this side of the table unto Jesus. Okay, showing that the genetics come together and they meet in the middle at the image of Jesus there. Okay, I'm going to show you some more things. I'm going to shoot right to Jesus since I'm putting the pencil right there on him. I'm going to go right to Jesus. Okay. Look at the image of Jesus there. Alongside of him, I made the highlight of this being here. This is what I can see. I see the image of a reptilian being here with a serpent or snake-like object coming off of his head with the mouth open, and it shows that there's another reptilian coming out of its mouth and heading up and going into like the hair of Jesus, and it comes around his neck where his hair actually forms another head of a reptile, showing that there was a cross-referencing of genetics, people. Now, I'm going to bring up another image. These are all things that I can see. Now, I am not insane, and I would not be here doing this if I have not discovered it. Now, this is not just the only artworks of Da Vinci. I have 14 other videos here, and some of my other works of this is even far more obvious than what I'm doing here. Okay, I have works upon works that I've been working on for almost 3 years now. And I had a paranormal experience that led me to all of this. In the image of Jesus, look into it. Google the image, bring it up, enlarge it, bring it in close. You'll see these images. There's a faint image of a woman. She looks like a witch. I call her the mother of creation. She appears in every encrypted Renaissance artist artworks that references the creation of mankind. You see a bunch of beings over here, okay, and a bunch of beings in the blue. I know what all of this means, people. Enlarge the image and look at the image closely. I promise you that it's all there. I'm going to keep moving along here because I don't want to run out of time. The most impressive area of this image that you need to focus your attention on once you enlarge the image, okay, is right here, and I forget this guy's name, Judas. Focus in on Judas, okay, because he's the one that is actually the most compelling, because Judas actually, unbeknownst to you, represents both sides of the creature, which is the blue on this side and the green on that side there. One is representing the whale, which is the ocean, and the other is the reptilian, which is on land. These are both representations of that, okay? And I'm going to explain that a little later on about how this actually came to be in this image. But in Judas's left arm area and his clothing, you will see, people, the head of a lizard. Okay, the head of a lizard. Okay, then the other half of the lizard, you will see the woman, which I told you, which is the mother creation. Her face would actually be there. You will see her face. Enlarge the image, people. It is there. Okay. Then all of these other creatures will come into play. You will see. They actually morph into the beard of Judas, into his hair, and they're shown all through his body because they represent a cyclination of how we came to be. And it shows you how these genetics of these creatures, the whole image of the Last Supper is like a shrine to let people know how the bloodline was formulated through to creating mankind. And the image, you would not know it unless I told you. But look at the image in that way, and I promise you that everything that I'm telling you here would actually start coming to light. Look at some of those images. Look at some of the. Remember that in the glorification, in my last video, in the glorification, it was like I said, like a masked wrestler like guy right there next to the Pope. Here he is again, the serpent. Right there again. Look at that there, people. Looks like something from out of a cartoon, like a Marvel Comics thing, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what my thought was until I kept seeing this image reappear and reappear in encrypted artists, Renaissance artist works. Okay, now look here. I think we're at Matthew there now. I think we're at Matthew. Okay. Look at this. Look at the reptilian man in the shoulder. This is stuff that you can Google and look. Now that I'm showing it to you, there's a lizard-like man in the shoulder, in the left shoulder area. I believe this to be Matthew there, and his arm is stretched out and reaching out in a way that utilizing Matthew's left hand there as his own. Look at this being right here. Then there's other beings. There's a horse right there at the neck. Can you see that horse? With an ape reared off on his head, and then a shark over here. These creatures are the creatures that created you. Okay? Now, look at this reptile-like man there, and these other creatures are shown that are morphing out. I'm going to go to another image because I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to point these images out to you so you can go and look them up now. Oh, there's a pig right here with his tongue hanging out. Look at how the clothing that these biblical figures are wearing at the Last Supper, how their clothing represents the skin of the creature that they are. That shows that those genetics are what are actually being manipulated to actually being created and combined in a way that it actually created mankind. It shows you right there. Look at that, people. Google the image and look at everything there. You're going to probably have to play this back a couple times and stop it, but I'm going to keep on going. Again, look here. Look at that creature there. Look at that creature. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. And who would we be at around there? If Jesus was right about there, I guess we would probably be right. That'd probably be either, I'm thinking Thomas or James Major, or up in there, in that area there. Or James Minor, or Major, I guess, or Philip. Right in that area. These are where these guys are at right there. People, I can see these images through my paranormal experience. I've had this encounter for almost 3 years now. I've been on alien UFOs, and my experience has been posted on there. I just got around to making videos, which actually helps me out. And sooner or later, I'm going worldwide. There's no stopping me. I'm on about 6 or 7 different sites. I'm working my butt off. There's nothing that's going to stop this from coming out. Okay? It can come out a whole lot quicker if I have your support. You support me. Let's get this thing out. But it doesn't make a difference at this point, because I'm going to tell you something now. I know what I discovered. You know what I mean? There's nothing crazy about me, and I know what I'm on to. You know what I mean? It's just the point of me getting this thing recognized worldwide. You know what I mean? So whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, that's up to you. I'm not trying to convince you of nothing, but we are a wonderful creation, and pictures says it all. You know what I mean? This is Google is my best friend, and I guess it's yours as well too. But I'm telling you that these creatures are there, and I encourage you to go to my Alien UFOs website, and my whole story is there. Okay, and you can look it up. I would not be sitting here telling you something if I didn't believe in myself. Okay, I'm on YouTube. Geronification. You go YouTube and go Geronification, or you can Google my name, Gerone Wright, and a couple options for alien UFOs will come up. Okay, the site is Alien UFOs Dreams and Experiences, and my forum there is I am an alien and so are you. Okay, I'm also on Twitter. I'm on the Blogger. Where else are we at here? We're on let me see. We're on a couple different sites. I think I'm even on MySpace too. Okay, but I'm on Facebook. I'm all over, people. I'm not going to let this thing go away. This thing took me by surprise. It then went inside me. Now I'm bringing it out. And all I need for you to do is just to keep my numbers rising until this thing just busts right on through to the mainstream. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? I have this in me. And if you want to know more, read up on it. And I'm telling you, there's no stopping me now. There's no stopping, okay? So just take, and people, believe me when I tell you, who can bring you the Last Supper like this here? You know what I mean? You can go there and see that now. In the left shoulder of Judas, where the green is at, go right to that. When you go to the Last Supper, enlarge it. See the lizard, the head of the lizard first. See, halfway through the lizard, there's a woman, the image of a woman, and then you will start seeing the likenesses of the other beings morphing together. If you think you've seen it there, it is there. Whatever you think you saw, it is there. This is what these images are all about. They are multi-dimensional images that show you how mankind was created. Jesus was a bridge, just like there was many other people that were bridges, like Mona Lisa. I have the image of Mona Lisa. She was a bridge. I can read into this, people, and to try to explain it all to you just in this little skit here in this video, it would be impossible. But I understand what's happening. It's like I was there. You know what I mean? And I know what this whole image represents, how to read it, and what's going on. If you don't believe me, Google it for yourself, and then ask yourself, well, how in the world in all of these years that Gerone Wright is the only one that was able to find out and decode these images, and how that was there. If I can show you this, then you damn well better know that I can actually read it back to you. Okay, thank you. I'm going to stop the video there, and I have 15 other videos here, people. How are all my videos saying the same thing if I don't know what the hell I'm talking about? Thank you.